Hello, hello. Oh, that might be a bit loud because I'm very close to my phone. I'm trying to work out the. Oh, sorry. I'm not trying to make anyone seasick. I was just trying to zoom out a little bit. Okay.
Hi, Melinda.
Hi, Melinda. So, first, I thought I'm not very organised tonight. To be honest, I didn't think I'd be able to do a live. We've been having music at random hours of the day and night, quite literally. I was awake at 4 o'clock the other morning and all I could hear was dush, dush, dush from next door. So it's been a bumpy ride. And honestly, being Easter Saturday, I thought we'd have music tonight. So hopefully we can get through a live with no music, but I'm going to have to stop if the music comes back because I don't want to get a strike from YouTube for something that's beyond my control. But I'm going to open a bunch of boxes today. I actually have 6 boxes because I haven't taken videos of any of my
boxes.
Hedgehog Hollow boxes, and I'm not sure if I'm continuing with the Hedgehog Hollow boxes. So I've got one more coming, and then I'm going to decide after that because our exchange is so low at the moment that I'm not sure if it's worth it.
I'm going to answer Melinda's question. Mum pre-bought chocolate. So we both have 3 bunnies each, and then we got 2 eggs off my church leaders when they came round with care packages.
So first for my Aussie friends, and I know you can actually get these worldwide, and they do international sizing, but I wanted to show an Aussie company first that I got some stuff from. Not all of it, most of it was from an order from them, but one of them, this one, I actually bought in an order from another company. And I know I have, so this one says Merry Christmas and it has the outline so you can layer it up. But I know I also have a couple of other paper roses somewhere. But these are an Aussie company from South Australia.
On here, it's a bit blue.
Okay, Miss Assistant says it's a bit blurry, and it might be because I forgot to clean the lens of the camera. So I'm going to try and do this, and you're probably all going to get seasick. I'm sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Is that better?
Hang on, I can't tell because it's like they. Oh, let me see if it's from. Hi, Bella.
Hi, Bella. As you can see, I have another assistant today. The cat is here, and I'm probably going to be bitten at some point.
Don't you? Okay, no, it's just my tablet.
It's just a tablet? Okay. So, I needed some twin stamps for a card for my mum. One of my cousins is having twin babies, and so she wanted me to make cards for twins, and most of my baby sets just have it's a boy, it's a girl, so it doesn't work when you need a twin or a triplet card or anything like that. So happy Easter Saturday. So I grabbed these and then I cut the It's Twins to just say twins because I wanted to use it on the back sentiment because I lost all my baby sentiments and then found them right after I did the card, of course. Well, a couple of hours later. My mum wanted them early just in case the babies came early and stuff, and she wanted to be organised. And so I got the cards all made and had to make up my own sentiment. So I cut the It's off the It's Twins and promptly lost it. So it's around here somewhere. And then I also got baptism and christening dies from Paper Roses. And then I fell in love with Santa with the kangaroos and the cocky, so I had to, of course, get that. That was a splurge, that one. That one was, obviously not necessary, but I thought while I was doing the order, I was going to throw it in there because I super wanted it. There was lots I super wanted, but I culled. Now, this die, I remember, is $18, and they sell all these birds separately. But I thought that I would just cut them out. They're probably a little bit bigger in the separate ones, but they are range between $7 and $9 each, I think, for the separate birds. So what I thought, this would be nice across a card, but also I could cut them down and
There you go.
use them separately, and that way save myself some money. Then I got some stitched circles and stitched ovals because I'm really into the stitched dies right now. And then the whole reason I did the order was to get these. These are Aussie sized card layers, rectangles.
Whatever you wanna call them.
These
Cat's
two
watching.
go together. I think it makes smaller layers in between these. I'm not sure, I haven't opened them yet. And I think that is a card front size. I don't know if there's another bigger size of this. This is slightly smaller than card size, but they are made to fit our taller Aussie cards, because the US size cards are shorter than ours and a little bit wider. So we usually have to trim down our card stock and our card bases and just have a little bit hanging over the side if we use Aussie size card stock. So I just wanted to show that for out there who want layering dies for their Aussie cards. You can get them from Paper Roses. I've been looking for ages for some, and they're quite economical. I think each of these was $25. They have, I can't look because I'm using my phone to film and our net has been atrocious, so I'm actually using my phone internet. They have ones that say they are Australian size. So let me see if I can find a card base. I have one beside me. So that's actually bigger than Aussie card size. So the next size down, and then you've got, they are, I definitely got the Aussie sizes. So now I'm confused. Oh yeah, there you go. That fits perfectly on there. I'm measuring by the whole outside, but that fits in there. So they're longer for our cards. But they also have ones that do C6 cards, which is the American size, which is shorter. Yeah, probably in my Hedgehog Hollow stuff. So I grabbed them, and they're $25, I think, around about, from their website. And they did take a while to come, but that's because of all the lockdowns and things like that.
Because of the coronavirus.
So all the borders being locked and things like that, and everybody and his dog ordering things online because we can't go out. It took a bit longer to come. So I really like a lot of their stuff. There's so many that I wanted to get, but I was somewhat good, and culled most everything from my order and just got what I needed, and the splurge was the Aussie dies.
I want to go take photos of the moon.
And also, as everybody's saying, it's good to support local. I've done quite a few orders lately. Another thing I wanted to show you is I did an order from Crafty, and I finally got my hands on the Couture Creations Creative Detailer. So I'm looking forward to giving that a go. I just need to find something to stick all these pieces in because I'm going to lose them if I don't.
Mommy, this said 2 weeks still waiting on Kmart order from 2 hours down the road.
I know, it's crazy. And I had no idea that I'd had a delivery today. We had pizza tonight, and I opened the door to get the pizza, and there was a package. So I have 1, 2, and I have peeked inside these ones. 3, haven't looked inside this one. Hedgehog Hollow boxes for us to look at. And I also have
3 scroller boxes.
3 scroller boxes for us to have a look at. So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to just go through the Hedgehog Hollow ones and then the scroller boxes, then the Hedgehog Hollow ones, or should I alternate between the two?
I don't know.
Everybody can tell me in the comments what they want me to do.
Sol said here they have Aussie size background dyes, pizza box deliveries coming hot and fast.
I've had quite a few lately. I had the cutest, I put it in the recycling the other week, but I was going to keep it, but we've got too many boxes everywhere and our cat loves to attack them. But I had the cutest little mini pizza box come with one of my orders in it the other week. It was so cute.
Bella said alternate. Oh no, my throat.
Can I give you that to, here, have these scissors. They're only little, but they'll help so you can get in there. Okay, seeing as this one is open, I will pull this one out. I'm absolutely in love with this box. I almost didn't get any more. I was going to cancel. I have a 3 monthly subscription and I'm grandfathered in at a cheaper postage rate right now, and I almost cancelled my subscription, and then I saw that they were doing this box and I was like, oh, but I really want this box, so I'll do 3 more months.
Melinda said no deliveries at my door. Got it.
This one has a stencil, and then we've got the little bits that fill in the stencil as well, and they've even given us the tiny little bits by the looks of it.
Oh goodness.
So that's going to be fun to try and not lose all of those tiny little pieces if they're all in there. I'm not going to open it right now and find out. I think I need a snap lock bag to put them in. Got cardstock, which seems to be the same cardstock I get quite often. It's a little bit annoying to get the same cardstock all the time, but what can you do?
I have a question.
Yep.
How much are their boxes from Hedgehog Hollow?
Their boxes are $40 if you are in monthly, but they've put their shipping for international up to $20 a month. So that puts them up to $60 US a month. I'm grandfathered in at $9 a month, and I'm paying $37 or $38 a box. And you do get quite a few stamp sets and things in there, but it's a subscription box. You're not always going to get the things you want or things you like and stuff like that. Plus our exchange rate is phenomenally low right now. So it makes them quite expensive. It's getting up to $200, well, it's over $200 every 3 months now. It was just under $200 the last one, and then our dollar dropped some more, and I think they're up to like $220. So that's $80 a box, which is quite expensive.
Pretty expensive. I put these in order.
When our dollar was higher, it wasn't so bad, but now that it's dropped so low, it's crazy. And I've been getting them since I started my channel. I told myself if I was getting these boxes, I had to start my YouTube channel. So. But they're not very popular on my channel either, so it's kind of, I don't know, swings and roundabouts. Some of them, I just really like a lot of them, so I don't know. But the price is getting very expensive, as is everything from America right now, just because our dollar is so low and their postage to here is so high, as is our postage to there. So it's kind of killing my love for buying stuff from the US.
Oh, hang on, yeah, no. So bad I bought a stamp and die set from the US, cost me $90.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, I wanted to do I put it off doing alter new orders when they have 45% off. They change what's on 45% off every week, and I kept putting off doing an order, and then our dollar just dropped like nobody's business, and yeah, regrets, but it's okay. I'll live. So this one is called Feminine Words by Jess Francisco. And we've got bestie, girlfriend, wife, cousin, mother, sister, aunt, mum, fiance, and American spelling mum, which I love that Hedgehog Hollow do this. Most companies don't. they don't put the 2 spellings of mum in there. So they usually have the mom. You have to cover it up with a heart, or I've actually swiped the the O into a U and then kind of fixed it up with a marker afterwards and stuff like that, just because most sets do come with the American spelling, which can be quite annoying when you're not from America. They do make such beautiful things. It's just hard. I probably should look a bit more in the UK. I just forget.
The man looks very pretty. I want to take photos of it.
I'm very happy that they switched up to the heavier weight Nina cardstock. So we get 6 half sheets of Nina Solar White, 6 envelopes for US size cards. Then this frame. I'm absolutely in love with this frame. That's what's one of the things that sold me on this box. And this is called Your Special. You get the frame, you get a little bouquet, and you get One I Love, On Your Special Day, I Appreciate You, Miss You, Thinking of You, Someone Special, and Special Friend in there. And then this stamp set. I'm in love with this stamp set too. It's absolutely gorgeous. You've got the heart-shaped florals that I think will look absolutely gorgeous watercoloured. Of course, because you know me, I love watercolour. And then you've got another floral cluster down here. Happy Mother's Day. And some leaves. And then this was the subscriber bonus. If you have a rolling subscription, you get an extra bonus, and it's Catch Up Soon. So it's got Catch Up Soon and another little floral cluster in there. So that was where's the box? Let's see if I can work out when it was from.
I don't know. I can. While you keep talking.
I know when it's from. You tell me when it's from, because it has the American date.
I know when it's from.
When?
Wait, February the 18th.
Yeah, apparently it was sent on the 18th of February. Oh, that's right. That box was super late being sent because of Creativation and Creativation. Yeah, it's Creativation now. So that was February's box. It was late being sent because of Creativation. Whoever they get their stamps and things from were at Creativation, so it made them. Oh yeah, next box.
I'll just open it.
So it meant everything was pretty late.
Guess what box this is?
I don't know. It's a mystery. I don't remember which ones I bought. So next we have
I didn't open the sides.
Art scroller box from the UK, because my fiance had bought me a subscription before.
Do we do the rest of them?
Sure. I get emails, and I happened to see one that was a 30% off coupon. So I thought I'll have a look and see what they've got.
Oh,
I don't think we have a lolly.
Aww.
I would have a look and see what they had. I missed out on the one I super wanted because I ummed and ahed like normal, and missed out on what I super wanted, which was one that had some eco lines in it. I really want to try the eco lines.
They're right. That's got flashy eyes. That's all good.
So on top we have a 160-gram page rock book, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh.
We'll have a look at the menu in a minute. So some semi-thick pages.
I know there's a company that are doing
I know which box this is now. Yeah.
That are made out of stone, and it's like super eco-friendly.
There's the artwork that comes in the box, and the artist is Jonathan Knight, and he has an Instagram and Facebook, which are both J Knight Art, Knight with a K.
Come on,
and then get this open. No, because the lollies would be disgusting by now if they were still in there. Oh no, there is.
Oh, called it!
Frutella. It's an orange Frutella.
Oh, I'll eat that. 100%. I don't care if I don't like the flavour. I'll still eat it.
And then we have a Pilot drawing pen. 4H pencil. Wow. Mars Lumograph pencil. That's going to be super light.
Yep.
Our scroller box sticker. Our menu. And our very special chameleon pens, which I thought Miss Assistant would be super excited about.
I almost sang a song. I'm lucky I didn't actually sing.
Let me guess. Karma Chameleon?
Yes.
So, chameleon color blending fine liners. If anyone's familiar with chameleon, they have those big chunky pens that I've been curious to try but not buy. I don't want to buy them. They look very big, very clunky, but they've bought out the pens now, so they have color in the they have color in the lids and the pens, so you can swap the lids just like you do with the markers. The pen is a 0.5 pilot drawing pen, fast drying, water resistant, and light fast. Black pigment ink.
No, it's the chair. Oh, that's money. Can I?
The unique pen cap contains a system that circulates the ink in the pen tip while the pen is capped. This prevents the tip from drying out while not in use, so that the next time you write, the pen will deliver a smooth, fine line from the very start. Well, that's interesting.
Huh?
The challenge is Rainbow Renaissance. Okay, I'm out of that one.
Oh my god, so sorry.
Renaissance, the art period.
What period's that?
You did art, kid. You learnt about the Renaissance.
Did I actually?
Yes.
That is so bad. I was only last year. 2 years of art. I know my head. And Melinda said my friend had the chameleon chunky markers and we couldn't get them to work at all.
They just seem so confusing, so chunky, so clunky. I mean, they're really thick, and then they have, you've got to be precise. If you're colouring something and you need the same amount of blending on everything, then it just seems so chunky and clunky to try and count the exact same for every single one. And then, I don't know. They do look like fun, but from things I've read too, if you're trying to do a big space, they're not very good. They're great for small spaces, not for big spaces.
That is a tiny felt tip.
So this is 0.3 millimeters.
Oh, no wonder why.
And do they not have colour names? Hang on.
See, well, they have the number CG.
Oh, YL2, so yellow 2, I guess.
Oh, that's me tapping.
Anyway, we'll just put yellow. So I'll put the colours down first. Of course, the yellow is hard to see. Grey. Which will come in handy. I don't think I have very many grey pens. Pink. Thought it was going to be a much more hot pink than that. But it's still a nice colour. Blue. Red. Ew. Okay, I don't like red. That's horrible. That's more brown than red. Ew. Yuck. And what colour? This is blue-green.
Is it more mint green or is it teal?
It's a bit darker. It's a little bit darker than mint green,
no,
but it's close to mint.
Some of them are like mint green.
Now the thing with these is that
hang on, question. Are these fine liners or more like a gel pen?
These are fine liners, but with a difference. So I'm going to put that on there and then try writing and see what happens.
What?
Oh, That went on long. Okay, if you're only writing something small, don't do it very long. That's my takeaway from that.
Wait, what?
I'm waiting for the green to come back. Okay, I'll do smaller lines. Wait, what?
No, it's
I've
not.
turned my pen blue, but it won't. Here we go. It's starting to fade.
I'll do that.
Okay, so if you're only writing small words, I would not have the lid on there very long at all.
Like 2 seconds and then done. Pretty much.
But I thought they looked fun. And we have all different colours, so I'll try a different colour combo in a second.
I don't know.
Are we back to the same colour yet?
Nope.
Almost. Got to make sure I scribble it out till it's the right colour, otherwise it'll affect the pen.
I'll do that.
It looks the same colour now. And I better make sure I put the right lid back on it. So thankfully, at least, they have put the same colour at both ends, so you know which one goes with which. And the lids don't really snap on very well. They do sit on there, but they're going to come straight off.
Jinkies. What about like
So-
blue and yellow to make like it?
Okay, blue and yellow. Let's go yellow to blue this time. 1, 2.
If that does anything. Oh,
It did.
it did.
We've got blue, green, back to blue again. So if you're only writing small words, I wouldn't do it very long at all because it doesn't take much. Again, clunky a little bit because you've got to judge. You really have to play with them and judge how long you're going to leave those caps on.
Yeah. That one's
Because the
fine.
longer you leave the wrong cap on, the more of the other ink it puts into your
I do
pen.
have my highlighters.
So you don't want to leave them on too long either. They have instructions and there's a maximum time that you're supposed to leave them.
Bella said over. That's pretty cool.
So I just thought they would be fun to play with, fun to have in my stash. Okay, let's put that one away for now.
Where's the knife? Can I cut that?
Actually, before I do that, I don't often play with
HB. I'm still in the lolly.
4H pencils, so let's see just how light that is. Wow, it's very light, very hard pencil. I mostly work in
Very
2B,
Very soft.
and I don't mind a 4B, but yeah,
Well, it's like game question.
that's very hard.
The-
Wow.
The lolly's very soft.
Yeah, it's a chew.
What?
She's stolen the lolly over there.
I was gonna buy half of it. Oh Jesus.
So I'm partial to a fine liner about this width, so I quite like that.
If I can even get it off. I can't get it off.
Then you can't have it.
I'll just eat the side that has the packaging on it. No one can have it. It's stuck.
Can you actually put that?
It's stuck.
Somebody's given me a lolly now to unstick it. Well, it
Can I-
depends if it's been in there for like 9 months or a year or however long. Oh my goodness.
I'll eat it. You don't want it?
I'm not eating it on while we're in the middle of a live. I am going to have a sip of my drink though.
Okay.
You'll have to forgive me if I burp. I've been drinking Coke. It's pizza night.
It's
It's
cheat
cheat
night.
day. So what have we just opened? A scroller box. So this is...
It's pretty much even.
We're going even further back in time. This is January's box. And I love this box. I really, really like this box. I've just been, yeah, a bit ho-hum, a bit stressed out, a bit not sure what I'm doing from day to day and trying to find my crafting mojo so that I can make some videos and things. It's just not happening, and it's hard when you never know when next door is going to be pumping music because I also can't film videos while they've got their party happening next door. And they've got the bass up really loud. Usually we can hear what they're actually playing. All we can hear lately is douche, douche, douche. And I think it's just because it might only be one or two of the kids over there at the moment. Not kids, but adult children. The younger generation that are over there at the moment. So while the parents are away, the kids will play, and they're playing loud music, douche, douche style. We have a star stencil. We have clusters, half moon, falling stars, trail of stars. So lots of different star options in there. We have the thick Nina again, which means I have a great stash of Nina. I never use it for card bases. I use my Kmart card bases most of the time. So I'm getting up a good stash of Nina. Then we have 3 pretty cardstocks. The chevron, the pink marble, and this has a resist on it. It looks like ribbons, like pink ribbons, and whatever colour you want them to be for whichever thing you cause you support, I guess. But that's what they remind me of. It's the shape of pink ribbons. I'm not sure if you could see them. Then we have some random cardstock and blue envelopes this time. And then we have, this one says, I love you to the moon and back. And this is meant to be like a painted background. You know how you do the watercolor swipey thing. For anybody who's not overly confident doing that themselves, you can add one color, different colors, whatever you like on here. And this is then sized to fit on the top. And then you have just a little splat. And then we've got over the moon, out of this world. Next time you think of beautiful things, don't forget to count yourself in. And this is called To the Moon and Back.
I reckon you can make a flower out of this little swatchy thing.
And these ones were all designed by Hedgehog Hollow team members. Then we have Stars and Bursts. And this is called Given Direction. So lots of funky stars and burst designs in there. Then we have this one. We have the half moon, and then this little half moon also fits inside this half moon, as does this one and this one. We have some extra hangy bits. And then it says, thinking of you, it's a sign we were meant to be together. It's written in the stars. Fly me to the moon. This too shall pass. It's just a phase. Miss you and sending love.
I thought we were going to have a repeat of the last line. Make my group that.
And then a sentiment. Oh, that one was called Just a Phase. And then this one is the subscriber bonus, I think. That or the stencil. It's usually a little stamp set or the stencil, which is the subscriber bonus. But I don't know where my little thing has gone for this box. One of them fell behind a chair and we may have lost bits. Full disclosure. The moon is the first milestone on the way to the stars. Without the dark, we never see the stars. Never stop looking up. You are my sun, my moon, and all my stars. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. Somebody stole a line of a song there. Good luck. So that was the January box. I think because my Hedgehog Hollow videos don't get very many views, it's kind of made me not really want to, I don't know, make videos with them as much. They do take a fair bit of editing. They actually take more editing than card videos and things like that, my regular card videos, because I generally film everything I'm doing. I don't know what I'm making when I get my Hedgehog Hollow boxes, whereas if I'm using a Kaiser Craft collection or a Reject Shop Rosie Studio collection, I will sit down and make all the cards, and then it doesn't take me as long to film the whole thing. Sometimes it can take me 2 or 3 hours to film a Hedgehog Hollow one, and then I have to edit that whole thing down. So That's not fun.
This one's September.
So this is the September scroller
I
box.
think. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What?
We're not eating that lolly. I don't think. We've had a mess. Oh, yuck. Yucky, yucky, yucky.
Oh, it's a Jolly Rancher too.
And it's a great one.
Oh.
And it's leaked everywhere.
I want to eat it though. I don't like this.
So this is actually somebody I watch on YouTube. I really wanted to, I would have got Drawing with Waffles box, who I watch as well, but it had Copics in it, and it had, all the Copics are ones I've actually got. So there's no point buying a box just because it's an artist's box when I already have the stuff. So we've got,
Bye.
the
I'm
artist
taking the
is
lolly.
Casey Golden, and she is Casey Golden on YouTube and Casey the Golden on Twitter and Instagram. And she is famous for her ants. She does draw other things as well, but she likes to do a lot of ants.
I don't care. I haven't had a Jolly Rancher. I'm still gonna go.
I don't even know what a Jolly Rancher is.
I
thought they were American, not UK.
know.
I don't know.
But
Anyway.
I'm gonna go take out the packaging.
Okay. And then we have a smaller postcard size so that we can colour that in if we want. There is a Milan 611 number 4 round paintbrush, a Pentel Orenz 0.07 pencil. Interesting. Most of mine are 0.5. A Winsor and Newton 0.8 something. Let's have a look on our menu and see what it is. So the watercolor paper is Bockingford. And we have the Viviva color sheets, which I really... Well, that smells like Hubba Bubba.
Do you want any of it?
No, you can eat it. If you get sick, don't blame me. You shouldn't get sick from candy, like melted candy. It should be all right.
Natalie R says, "Good evening from Canberra."
Hi.
So,
So the challenge is feeling buggy, so I guess you're supposed to draw a bug. So we've got the Bockingford 300 GSM watercolor paper from St. Cuthbert's Mill. Winsor & Newton fine liner. Black quality fine line pen with a tapered steel sheathed nib. Longer barrel, 100% recyclable polypropylene. Water-based pigment ink that is non-fading, water-resistant and acid-free. Not waterproof, water-resistant. So I don't think you should use that before you lay your colours down, because resistant and waterproof are two different things. Where are my scissors? So recently I was lucky enough to get the, what are they called? What are the other brand of these watercolor sheets? Oh, on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it. Peerless watercolors. And I have planned to do a video on them. But obviously haven't gotten around to it yet.
Melinda said, Jolly Rancher is like a little bit more chewy, like a minty in a shop.
So I have this extra bit of string on here. I don't know why.
I think they're meant to be hard.
But yours is very soft.
Actually, not really. It was just like
the outside.
Thin layer.
So on the inside, it's got a bit where it says these colours belong to. The colour sheets look different to their actual colour on paper as the pigment is super saturated. The partition between colours are covered with a special water repellent coating to avoid sticking with wet colours. We recommend that you let the colours dry before closing the colour sheets. Viviva colour sheets are safe for use, but needless to say, do not ingest them. Please wash your hands with soap after use. Have fun. And that's your sum total instructions. We've got crimson Deep pink. They leave you a space on the name. They tell you to swatch on the name. Vermilion, dusk orange, chrome yellow, gold ochre, burnt umber, burnt sienna, sap green, light green, viridian. That definitely doesn't look viridian. And peacock blue. Persian blue, violet. I'd like cardstock made like this. That's so pretty. Magenta, slate black, and that's it. And then you've got, stick this to the main booklet. What is it? Stick mixing panel here if required. So this is our mixing panel. I think this side is coated. This side doesn't feel coated. This side is coated so you can mix on here if you want to. And then it will flap out like that so you can mix your colours on there if you don't have a palette. This page is intentionally left blank. So I will swatch them after I finish opening the boxes. I've got some water all ready to go that Miss Assistant got me earlier. So I'll put all this back in the box. No. If I can find where I put the box. Is it the box next to you?
No, that's the box that has the other one.
No, the box is down here. Did you put the print back on the bottom like I asked you to?
Print?
Yeah, I put the print on top. It needs to go on the bottom. Yes, I did. Okay, I've just got to clean the pen because it has a bit of Jolly Rancher on it and I don't want it to stick to my papers. But we'll swatch them in a little while. So we'll keep this one handy.
I just can't stand on it.
So...
No, done that one. Done the other one. No, it's the unopened box you got to do.
Okay, so I have a completely unopened box here. What did we do with the scissors?
Oh no, but it means another lolly's coming.
The only reason Miss Assistant likes me getting boxes is lollies. We got a Swedish fish a little while ago, but I think it was Swedish fish left over from when they first put them in these boxes because it wasn't very nice. We have pretty purple paper.
Sometimes they're licorice and I don't like licorice.
Oh, we're back to having prints.
Is there a lolly in it?
And this one is all crafty themed. So this is a crafty themed box. And this is a pixie stick. And we are splitting the pixie stick. So no trying to steal it. You can wait. You can't open it. It's a powder.
Oh, it's a powder?
Yes, you got to wait. You got to wait for me. Just wait. Oh, what was the subscriber bonus? Is the stencil.
What month is it?
So this one is called Vertical Words. Create, Advent, Thank, Best, Crafty, You, Happy.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you. Why would they put two U's in there? That's silly. That's redundant. Wishes, friend, inspire, birthday, me, glitter, craft, dream, love.
I do like lollies. And I would have a subscription box full of lollies. I agree to that one, Melinda. Totally agree.
And this one is exclusively hand lettered by Jess Francisco for the Hedgehog Hello again. So we've got big, always, forever, inspire. And then we've got me, my, you, always, forever, thank you, then you, you're the best, there's no better, you inspire me, be kind, you rule, love beyond measure, dream big, happy mail. Don't measure your progress against someone else's ruler. So everybody'd been asking for bigger sentiments. So this time they've given some bigger sentiments rather than the tiny ones we usually get. I was having a lot of trouble heat embossing their sentiments, but then I got some super fine white and it seems to be going a bit better. although I need to do some testing between the Nuvo and the Versamark embossing pads, because I think that may have been playing a part as well. We have stitch lines, tube of paint, paint palette. You got this. Crafters don't lie, they embellish. Handmade with love. And this is called Crafters Embellish. In this one, we have a ruler. Throw kindness around like confetti. Friends who craft together stay together. Crafty girl, an envelope, needle and thread, a pot of whatever, glue, creativity, and a paintbrush, a pen, and what happens in the craft room stays in the craft room. Then we have the ruler. When you join it all together, you get from 1 to 6 inches. Then we have these mottled pink and grey envelopes.
Mama said like that box and the stamps.
And then again, I feel like the international ones get the leftover cardstock, I tell you, because we're not supposed to get the same cardstock in every box, but I tend to get similar or same colours in almost every box unless they're doing something special. And then again, the 6 Nina. So that's where I'm up to with Hedgehog Hollow. Now I know the next one is outdoorsy man themed, because I've seen the preview, so I know sort of what's coming. And this is the last scrawler box. I ummed and ahed about this one, but I grabbed it when
I know what lolly it is. You can have it.
the box sold out, and oh dear, have we got a problem? I hope not. So we have a comb eraser. This looks like maybe a lemon sherbet.
You can have that one.
A Lyra 3B. Then this is the artwork by Riso Chan on Instagram at Riso Chan.
Wait, I think you've gotten this box before.
No, I haven't.
No. Where's that picture?
I'm a bit worried though. I'm a bit worried that my paintbrush isn't in here.
I found my lolly.
Yep, I'm going to have to contact them because I only got half my paintbrush. Arg! So this was supposed to be a Van Gogh 191 selected filament number 6. And it has a scrapey end and then the brush end, but my brush is missing. A round brush made with high quality golden synthetic hair. The fine tip makes it great for controlled detail, but with a little pressure can produce bold, thick strokes. Flexible and strong bristles, makes it resistant to wear. Great brush for everyday use and for high density. So we've got the comb eraser. Erase most pencil lines without causing smudging or bleeding. Soft and gentle, and a Lyra pencil. Outstanding quality wood lead pencil. And then I have some gouache tubes. These are, apart from white, I have a white gouache with my watercolours. These are my first proper tubes of gouache. You still what?
I saw my Jolly Rancher.
You have the tiniest bit of Jolly Rancher left. So we've got titanium white, portrait pink, cadmium yellow deep, alizarin crimson hue, cobalt blue hue, and ivory black. So I'm going to start with the watercolours because the gouache are a bit thicker and a bit more opaque. So I only have the one water jar out here right now, so we'll start with the
So tip it.
tip what?
The jar.
Oh, we'll put it on the flat surface. I'm not going to leave it there to use it. It was just out of the screenshot, so we'll just put all these away for now, and we'll have a look at these in a little while. But I'm a bit sad that I didn't get my paintbrush, so I'm going to have to email them and say I only got half a paintbrush. And I think that was a bit of a problem for quite a few people, actually, because of the way the boxes don't seal properly sometimes, and yeah, bits fell out.
Will
So
they send you that?
they might, I don't know. I can only contact them and see. Whoa, I just drew on my paper. So let's see how this eraser erases. There we go. I didn't do nothing. And the paper is really thin, Bockingford. Very thin. Very, very
I
thin.
can see through that.
Yeah, it says it's 220 GSM. There's no way. There's no way that's 220 GSM. That's feels like maybe 160. Anyway, put that aside for now, and I'll grab back the other box. The one that's on the floor, please.
Oh no! I'm playing a game. Wow.
And can I have the book that's in the first box, please?
There you go.
So I'm just going to write on the bottom of that chameleon pens. So I remember what that was. And then over here I'll write, oh hang on, I'm spelling it wrong. No, I spelled it right. Viviva. And I have some water. I'm reusing a Twinings cold water infused jar. And then I'm going to get the stuff off the paintbrush that they use to get it to hold its shape. And 1 square of paper towel. Being frugal.
Rationing.
Yes.
That just made me hungry again.
So this is the Winsor and Newton pen. The one thing I say about the art boxes that I've noticed across the board, you end up with a heck of a lot of pencils and a heck of a lot of black pens. Good night, Marcel.
No.
Winsor and Newton 0.8. So it is a little bit thicker. And then this is a 0.7, and I didn't see, is it a... This is behaving weird. This is behaving weird. My thing keeps pushing back up. There we go. Oh, Pentel, not Pen 10. And I just got rid of the eraser. So I'll just... Pentel 0.7. That's a strange pencil. It's confusing me. It's, oh, I think that, is there something special about that pencil? So on here it shows a black pencil, but I got a blue one. 1-click anti-braking system with a unique lead sleeve that retracts as the lead wears down, meaning it will still draw without needing to expose a lot of the vulnerable lead. This exclusive design maximizes lead protection and avoids any disturbance when using. The ends can also write at almost any angle without issue, as the lead sleeve doesn't snag the paper. With its easy and comfortable use, this mechanical pencil is set to revolutionise your drawing and even hides a handy little eraser under the clicker, which we already found. Interesting. Interesting to see how that works.
I'm mad at myself.
Why?
I've lost a secure shrimp.
Oh.
Animal Crossing. Please.
If they can hear you, you're very faint over there. Okay, so we are starting with crimson. I'm going to dab off a little of the and fill in our little colour down here. And then grab a little bit more and do a little swatch of crimson. So I've only touched the corner of that and you can see how far I got, and I didn't go all the way across because I'm not sure how much space I'm going to need.
You're going to need a lot of space.
I didn't really plan this out, I'm just winging it. This whole live stream, we're just winging it.
I convinced her like half an hour before.
This one is deep pink, but it doesn't look very pink.
Show me. Oh, no. That looks more like a red colour. And that's from a distance.
The crimson is more pink than the deep pink.
Wait, what? I can't even tell because I'm so far away. Oh. No.
Then we're going on to vermilion.
As I said, it's amazing how much colour you're getting out of just a tiny bit of paint.
Isn't it? I can't wait to try the... What are the other ones? I've got the Peerless. So that's a very orange vermilion. Now, vermilion is supposed to be orange-red. So their colours are a little off. So it's a good thing you get to swatch them. Dusk orange. I'm leaving myself enough space so I can write the names down. Now I'm just getting further and further across the page as I go.
That looks like a very bright orange.
Chrome yellow.
That's more orange. Am I correct?
Oh, a little bit of that definitely goes a long way. Gold ochre. Now I think these paints are dye based rather than pigment based, hence the reason why they can infuse them onto cardstock.
I just want to be snacker.
Oops. And then I dropped some water on my page. They don't lift all the way back to white. Burnt umber. Yeah. So I'm not sure what kind of cardstock is because it has a linen texture to it. But I don't think it's watercolour paper.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
This one.
So I'm not paying attention. Oh, Melinda said, did I hear you say, oh, hang on, no, you can read that. I can't read
Yeah, I did say peerless watercolors. I managed to snag some off somebody who was selling a whole bunch of them off on Facebook, and I got it was a whole book plus a book that had been semi-used, and then one other packet, and I managed to snag them for the price of one of those, so I was pretty happy with myself, and I was going to make a video on them. Well, maybe, I don't know. I want to actually turn them into a book. Burnt Sienna.
I'm pretty sure you can still do the craft thing, but you only have 2 days to do the Sakura.
Light green.
What's it called? And I will. Oh yes, I got the cookie, and I've completed all my goals. Almost.
Is there anybody else watching all the plays and musicals that the theatre companies are putting up? So far, I've watched Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and that was crazy. This is Sap Green. And then I watched the James Corden One Man, Two Governors.
What? Was it James Corden one?
Yeah.
Is it James Corden who I think it is?
Yep. And now they have one of them has Hamlet up, and then Jesus Christ Superstar is up, and Jane Eyre is up. So I'm going to watch all of them.
Melinda said, I see lots on YouTube. I want, but trying to be good, like. Oh, big.
Viridian. So this is going to look vastly different to what it shows on here. So that looks very blue on there, and this is more green with a hint of blue. That's very, very rich. You always say you like Viridian when I'm swatching.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Wait, hang on. I don't know.
So if the colours are too intense for you, you can of course pull some off and mix them on a palette to get a less vibrant version of the colour. Next is Peacock Blue. Wow. That's very blue.
I like very blue. That is very blue.
Next is Persian Blue.
I bet you that's going to be very blue too. It looks like it's all black because black sometimes has vision. Oh no, that's blue.
So there's the warm and cool blue.
That's a very warm blue.
And that goes a very long way too. It's very hard to get a fade out because they are so pigmented, and I'm using such small swatches. Now this greenish gold colour is actually purple, violet.
Really?
Really, look.
I can't tell. Because I have a 20-second delay. Mama said the Yay one of mine came up. I was so scared. at Bendigo tonight at 6:51 p.m. So hopefully it arrives soon.
Hopefully. Our poor posties having to work 7 days a week.
I left it left on the 1st of April.
And then our last two colours.
And then she said those blues look nice. They dry very light.
Magenta.
Oh god. I'm more scared now. Oh, big fishy. Listen, oh, a flounder. No, it's a sea bass.
And slate black. Oh, magenta does not want to get out of my paintbrush.
That does look like magenta though.
There we go.
Go in there.
Look, there's still pink in there. Get out. It's a very, very strong pink.
Well, magenta's more of a pink purpley colour. What one are you doing?
Slate black.
Oh goodness, that means it is. Oh, it's black. Goodness.
Okay, I think I'm going to pick one of these blue colours that we didn't really get to wash out very much. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Catch a ticket by the
I'm going to go with this Persian blue and let's see what happens. I'm going to run out of water before I run out of pigment. So they have a very lot of pigment in there. Sorry, I did lots of opening. All the opening was at the start of the video. Oh dear. So I was curious about the Viviva and the Peerless, so that's why I ended up getting this box, and 30% off. I thought, why not? I'll give him a shot. And for international posts for Scrawler Box, if you buy their previous boxes, they are £2 more expensive because it's a UK based thing. But it doesn't matter how many boxes you buy of their previous boxes. It cost me £5 to ship all 3 boxes. It would have cost me £5 for one, but it cost me £5 for 3. So I thought, while they had the 30% off the boxes, which brought them down to something like £12, which is just under $24 each or something like that. I'm not sure. So around $22 to $24 each or something like that at 30% off. And so I got to the 3 boxes and £5 post. So
I got a box of tissues.
What? Oh.
Hey, Greta. I can't escape now. I can't escape.
Oh, are you leaving me? Where am I supposed to put it?
On top of that box.
So they are almost dry. They are super, super vibrant. So I can't wait to actually stamp something and colour it in with them. Now, I've never used gouache before, so this will be interesting. But I am somewhat prepared. I have a small sort of palette here. Oops, it's a bit dusty. Hang on, I've got to get all the dust off it.
Well, I am the one that told you to do it.
So this is actually off a, what's it called? A paint bucket. I went into Riot one day and they had paint buckets for $2 each. Ridiculously cheap, and they come with a lid that has a mini palette in it. So I bought them because $2 each is mega cheap, and I thought we could use one for acrylics. I already have my paint bucket I usually use for watercolors.
But we also use it for acrylics for one of my assessments.
That's what I just said. We have one that we use for acrylics. And then I have a spare because things tend to get broken around here. I'm usually doing so many different things that I put something on the ground and yeah, it doesn't end well. I'm just going to write Dayla Brownie. Okay, make sure I spell it right. Gouache. And I'm going to put the black over there. That's probably a mistake. And I'll put the blue on this side. I was going to put the white in there, and then I thought better of it. I'll put the blue. Whoa, whoa. I think my blue's separated just a smidge. And then I'm just putting out little dots because I'm not sure how I feel about gouache yet. I've never used it before. So this is different. Well, I've never used the Viva sheets either, but this is a lot different. I really super wanted to get the pens. What were they called? Oh, I can't think of what the pens are now. They were watercolor, the Ecoline pens. They're not watercolor. They're just brush pens, but they act like watercolor. You can wash them out. So the portrait pink's a bit thick. And because my paintbrush didn't come with this one, I'm going to have to use the same paintbrush that came with the other one. So I'll start with the portrait pink. There's no point starting with white because we're not going to see it. I'm going to start with a thick amount. And then I'll dip in probably a little too much water and wash it out to a watercolor. So depending on what you want, you can get quite a thick application and go right down to a thin application. I am not used to working with such small paintbrushes, so I usually use a number 6 or a number 10, mostly a number 10, so this is a bit weird for me. So I'm going to pick up quite a thick pigment again to start with. And this time I've learnt better, so I'm going to wash it down in the palette a bit and just keep adding a little bit more water to get it thinner and thinner. You can use gouache like watercolor. You just add lots of water to it to get that runny consistency, but it's supposed to give a really smooth application of color from my understanding. That's why a lot of book illustrators use gouache. So again, I'm going to just start with the wet brush and pick up quite a bit of pigment. Probably a little too much pigment. That one's a bit thicker, so I think I need a little bit more water to get it moving. So with watching all these plays and musicals, I'm hoping to be a little more cultured by the end of this quarantine period. It's quite nice to be able to just sit at home and watch them and not have to go anywhere or pay exorbitant ticket prices. I actually like the colour of that down here more than up here in its mass tone. washes out to a really pretty dark pink. It starts with a very reddish red, like a blood red type colour. What have I got? Blue. So I start with, again, quite thick colour, but something is wrong with my blue. Again, these are older boxes, so this one's been sitting in the warehouse who knows how long. And this probably isn't the greatest brush for it either. It's quite sticky. I'm getting lumps. I think it needs to be mixed up a bit. It looked a little bit separated. Ugh. Okay. I need to get some of that off the brush. There was quite a lot on there. This is a lot thinner in colour as well than the others. Again, it's not just the paint. This isn't proper watercolour paper either. And we have the black. Took too much water off the brush. So quite a thick matte type black. Well, we'll see if it's matte when it dries, but it looks fairly matte in the application, that it's quite thick. You can't see through it. And then you can wash it out into, oh, excuse me, a paler black. We had pizza for dinner. So you can still, even though it's going to a dark grey here, you can still see even all the way down here that it still looks very black in tone. But the more you wash it out, the lighter the colour will get. Not that we're going to be able to see the white. I just thought I'd lay the white on. I want to... A lot of people use the gouache when they're doing skies and things. I'm just going to splatter some white on here to see what it looks like. Splatter it on some of the different colours, see what we get. We're still going to be able to see the colour underneath it. I just thought it'd be interesting to see what the gouache looked like. I think I've only done that once or twice so far with my gouache. Mostly because I don't have it in a palette yet. So they are the Daler Rowney gouaches. I also have a big bag of gouache to try that I got at my local art shop. But they are not tubes. They look like gelatos, only a bit bigger. A bit bigger than gelatos. So I thought that was interesting. I have no idea how long I've been streaming for. Miss Assistant has run away. So they are my 6 subscription boxes that I had to open. That's a lot of sub boxes. But I'm really excited about my Paper Roses dies. Specifically because they do have Australian sizes and they are an Aussie company. And so I kept watching and I ordered plenty of orders after that, and they all came before this order. I had a Craft Draft, a Craft Online, and what was the other one? Craft Draft, Craft Online. I know I had 4 different orders from 4 different places, and I can't think what the fourth one was. But anyway, they were all ordered after this, and this was the last one to actually arrive. And this was the one I was waiting for to make cards with. And then by the time it got here, I was like, now I'm trying to find my crafting whatever to get back into crafting again. It's just a struggle with everything that's going on, and music going next door all the time. And Miss Assistant was doing her schoolwork. She has an assignment due after the holidays, but at least that's just one thing. We can whittle it down to one thing now. She doesn't have schoolwork every day to do. She's just finishing up a few things she hasn't finished yet, and then we can just work on that one assignment and get back to enjoying our holidays. Whatever it is anyway. I do actually feel that they maybe could have subbed a couple of colours here. A couple of colours are super close. I mean, even these 2 greens are somewhat close. I feel like they could have had maybe a little bit more range in the colours, and that's, I think, the Viviva regular book. It's not a special selection for Scrawler Box. That's their normal palette. Where did I hide it? So that's their regular selection. They have 2 different books, I think. I don't know what's in the other book, but I think this is the basic book. And I know how much this generally costs, so I think it's about $30 or $40 for this little book. And even though the colours go a long way, I feel like you actually get more bang for your buck from the peerless watercolours. And these actually, peerless watercolours have been around for over a century, and these are fairly new on the market. They're a bit of a copy. And so I feel you get more bang for your buck from from the peerless watercolours. They have big sheets of colour that are about that big, or you can get a pack of 40 colours that have sheets that are about perhaps a little bit bigger than this. I think they're 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches or something like that. And so I did want to try these out. Scrawler Box was the perfect way because I got it so cheaply, but I didn't want to actually fork out the money for one of these. So it's a good way to try them. I am going to maybe try and stamp some stuff and paint with them and see how it goes. But I think for tonight I'm going to end this live stream. So thank you all for joining me. And I'll see you all next time. Oh, before I go, is anyone interested in random lives? Because I don't know what's going on next door from day to day. It's gotten quite complicated. Half the time I can't even film because they are just blasting music all day and night. So I don't even know what's going on. So if I can find windows of time where I can live stream, are you all interested in me doing random live streams with things? Because if you are, I'll come on, I'll say hello. It's good to be able to say hello to some people. So let me know in the comments if that interests you. I'm quite happy to come on. It's actually easier than filming videos to come on and do a live, so I'm happy to do that. Anyway, I am going to go now, and I will chat to you all next time. Hopefully I can do one soon. I'm thankful that I managed to get through the whole live without next door's music going, because it's been a week, I tell you. I mean, 4 o'clock in the morning and we heard dush, dush, dush. Yesterday it was 7:30 in the morning. So, and usually we can't hear their music when we're upstairs, but lately we've been able to. Dush, dush, dush. Rocking our beds. Thank you guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye. When I hit the button, where's the button? Bye.